If I only could make a deal with God, I'd get him to lower those multi-night ticket prices. Happy Halloween! My name is Dakota.
I'm Lauren.
And welcome to another episode of the Horror Nights Gauntlet. Special report. So like we said, it is a special report episode, so it must mean that there was an announcement, days ago. I mean, we just had a lot of shit going on that weekend, but we are still doing special reports, and we have an announcement for Halloween Horror Nights Orlando and Hollywood. Stranger Things 4. Lauren, would you do us the honors of reading the official description?
You must band together with your squad if you want to resist Vecna's gruesome curse. Take on the scariest season of Stranger Things yet. Like 11, now's your chance to stop him once and for all, as you have the ultimate showdown in Vecna's blood-red mindscape. Every ending has a beginning.
How are we feeling?
Super excited.
Yeah, no, I was really sad when this didn't happen last year, to be completely honest.
Stranger Things Season 4 is, I think, hands down, has been like the best season of Stranger Things. So I'm so excited to see that translated into a house this year.
I'm more of a, I really like Season 3, but 4 to me is the most haunted housey season.
Yes.
Since Season 1.
I mean, I will say Season 1 is still like the love of my life. Like that really just like hit a special place. But yes, I really enjoyed Season 4. So I'm very excited.
Like every season definitely has like a list of movies that it's clearly inspired by. Like Season 1, clearly It, clearly Firestarter, clearly E.T. Season 2, clearly The Exorcist, clearly Alien. Season 3, clearly Jaws, clearly The Blob. Season 4, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
Vecna is so clearly Freddy Krueger. When he's killing them and the mindscape is clearly Freddy Krueger nightmares. And I'm just like, that's haunted house potential. I'm really excited for it, and I think that it's definitely the most horror season, I think.
Yes, hands down.
Of the series.
Yeah.
Maybe it's competing with Season 1, but like,
I would say it's stronger than Season 1 in the horror
because the
realm.
shit that happens with like Chrissy and Max.
You're so invested in these characters, and it's just, especially like Max, like you were really invested in her character, and just to know that she's being haunted and like this might not end well is just edge of your seat the entire season.
For sure. I'm certain we will see the Vecna's mindscape with like Running Up That Hill playing. Like, how can you not?
I really hope so.
I'm certain we'll see the Rainbow Room with all the dead kids.
I mean, I don't know if I want to see dead kids, but I do want to see the Rainbow Room.
I'm certain we will see Eddie on the roof of a trailer playing a guitar.
Also interested in that.
There's a lot of just like iconic things. I'm like, that will make a good scene in a haunted house.
I don't remember who said it, which podcast I heard it on. So
Shout out to you. We're just gonna throw up a bunch of names. Just like everybody who does Horror Nights content,
But somebody was, comparing like Dead Man's Pier with the violinist as to how they could make the Eddie sort of scene on the trailer work, and I was like, yes.
Okay. I have this vision of like, like a baby crib mobile with like the little dolls hanging from it and it spins? Mm-hmm. Like a really big one on a fan.
With bats?
With bats. Just fucking spinning.
I would love to see it, actually. That sounds fun.
That's my vision. And like, if I only got a house of like Vecna nightmares and Hawkins, I would be very okay with that. But then like, I feel like the Russian prison, also serious haunted house potential.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll see it, but like...
I don't know if we'll see it either, but I think like...
Definitely potential, because it's kind of like a maze, and there's Demogorgons.
There's Demogorgon. Oh, I just want to see Hopper with that fucking sword. That's so iconic.
For me, there's just like certain scenes that I really would like to see. Like, I would love to see that like upside down in Eddie's trailer when they're like going into that portal. I would love to see like an arm coming out of the ceiling.
Okay, work.
And like maybe like some sort of like forced perspective, like glimpse into whatever side of the portal you're not on. I think that would be amazing. I would love to see something like that. Or even if it's just like an arm scare, like that would be great as well.
I just really want every guest to be handed a pair of binoculars to watch Steve take his shirt off. So, even though it says Stranger Things 4, this is not actually the 4th Stranger Things house. This is the 3rd one. The 2nd house was, it's actually, did it have a subtitle? I think it was actually just also called Stranger Things. So everyone calls the 2nd Stranger Things house Stranger Things 2 or Stranger Things Volume 2, but it is just called Stranger Things. But yeah, so the 2nd house was based on seasons 2 and 3. The 1st house was based on season 1. This is just based on season 4. I think that's a good thing.
I do too. I don't know if the 2nd house would have benefited from being just season 2 or just season 3, but it definitely was the weaker of the 2 houses that they've had.
Stranger Things 1 though.
Amazing.
I'm perfect, beautiful, looks
no
like
notes.
Linda Evangelista. Yeah, the 1st house, I have like long essay length thoughts about the 1st house. I'm not gonna get into that right here, now.
Maybe the abridged version
but
of the essay.
The abridged version of the essay, it did world building phenomenally well. The use of continuous space in this house, I just like is like nothing I've ever maybe not nothing. I can't think of many examples of Halloween Horror Nights where it just felt like everything flowed perfectly logically.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like going from the woods into the buyer's front yard, into the shed, and then into the house where the living room, like the buyer's house was just like perfectly recreated and like just felt real. And it also did like fun experimental things. Like I love that it did a cold open and that was just a recreation of the actual cold open from the 1st season. But then it was like, but we're a haunted house, so boom, here's a Demogorgon scare. Love that. Oh my god, we haven't even talked about the Demogorgons.
Oh yeah.
That, like in the 1st house, the combination of real actors with closed faces, real actors with open faces, and then puppets with like faces that open. Amazing. Like it's like it learned all of the right lessons from Alien vs. Predator and from American Werewolf in London. I just thought this house was great. Like something about the Stranger Things house, like I genuinely felt grounded in within it. The 1st one. The 2nd one gave me the same vibes as most of them have. And I just thought it was very impressive the way that like they used space, I guess.
Yeah, and something that the 1st house did very well that I think they struggled with on the 2nd one is every single scene felt like it had something going on. Whereas the 2nd one, it was just like, okay, it's a pretty place, but like, where are my scares? What's happening here? Like,
because the 2nd house, like we said, it has problems, but it's like the 2nd house, it doesn't have a logical flow from space to space. Like jumping from a hospital into a cabin into the underground of a Russian lab, like there was no logical through line with the 2nd house, and you know that works. I mean, American Werewolf in London did that as well, and you know, like one second you're in a hospital, the next thing you know you're in a living room, and then you're in a subway. It didn't make any sense. It didn't matter.
Yeah, and they also struggled with having 2 seasons to tell within one house. The 1st house felt very like you had something to look forward to every single point along the way.
And I feel like it took the 2nd house for me to really understand what worked about the 1st house. I guess it's like with Stranger Things, because the 1st house had established that like grounded world building so well, that sense of like discontinuous space really was like kind of jarring. So listen, a lot of hyperbole gets thrown around about the 2nd Stranger Things house. And people will be like, one of the worst houses of all time. I really don't think it was.
Oh, absolutely not one of the worst houses of all time.
I don't think it wasn't my least favorite house that year. I thought Deb Saphir had more consistent problems and I ended up liking it slightly less. I guess I've just been going for a really long time and like, I don't know, like I've seen some really shitty haunted houses. So it's like, there are years I've been where that would have been one of the best houses of the season. So I don't know what to tell you kids. It wasn't that bad. That finale with the Mind Flayer puppet was amazing. And I thought that opening in the arcade where all of the cabinets were playing video games and then they'd flicker and turn into the Stranger Things 2 logo, I thought that was really fucking cool too.
One of my favorite like things, like core memory of the 2nd house is just at the end when you have Dustin singing the Never Ending Story song. And we would just always come out of that house, like, happy and dancing. And, like, I definitely am kind of expecting that same sort of thing with this house, if I'm honest, just because the soundtrack was so important to the season.
It did not live up to the first house, which, I mean, I consider one of my favorite IP houses. Like, yeah, I thought it was spectacular.
Stranger Things, the first house was, honestly, I wasn't expecting it to enjoy it as much as I did.
Same.
So
I loved that first Stranger Things so much that I just have nothing but goodwill for really, like, just keep bringing it back. Sure, yeah, like, great.
Maybe I'll be disappointed, but, like, I want to be not.
I know it's, like, for a lot of people, you know, we definitely get that sense of, like, IP ennui and IP, like, exhaustion.
That's the thing, too, is this has so many different storylines in the show that it doesn't feel like The Walking Dead, where It's just, like, okay, same problem, different day.
Same problem, different day.
It's like, instead of this building, we're in this building.
Yeah, like, you know, we're in the deep south, and we're in the woods, and there are zombies. And there are people who are sweaty. With baseball bats and bow and arrows.
Oh, and now we have a kiddie pool.
Yeah. But Stranger Things, like, I don't know, each season really has its own defined aesthetic, it has its own defined conflict, it has really lavish visual. I mean, it's a much more expensive looking show than The Walking Dead. Yeah. I get excited. I'm like, cool, great. This is an exciting IP in my opinion. I mean, divorced from Halloween Horror Nights, it still feels like Halloween Horror Nights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just got like great fun vibe. It's spooky but fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love Stranger Things and I love it at Halloween Horror Nights. So I really hope that, like, we get that final season, too, to be honest with you. Even if I fucking hate this house. Even if I think that Stranger Things 4 is a total piece of shit, I still, this deep-seated part of me is like, I just want to see it through to the end.
Yeah, like, yeah. Especially since you know that there is an end date for the show.
Yeah, it's not like Walking Dead
where it was like, when's this show gonna end?
Yeah, like, and finally they were just like, just put it down. But yeah, I loved those original houses, and I think that this new house absolutely brings a new aesthetic. Obviously Hawkins has a feel and has a vibe, but the places that they take you every season are new and exciting and fresh. I don't know, something about like watching the first season, watching the second season, doing the haunted house, like the lead up to season 3, I remember just being like, God damn! And like, it felt like it was just ubiquitous within the zeitgeist and pop culture. Like it was just everywhere. Then the event itself, even though like, obviously it was just one haunted house, its spirit, I felt, had infected the event in a very positive way.
Absolutely.
And I really love the culture that it brought into Halloween Horror Nights.
That's the thing too, is I feel like the vibe that house brought to 29 made 29 as strong as it was.
I feel like the icon of the event was the Palace Arcade in Hawkins, and like all of the houses, like, I mean, I'm basing this solely on like t-shirts, but like I feel like all of the houses and all of the scare zones were arcade games, and an arcade was like the thesis statement of the event, and it was all, I feel, inspired by the arcade from Stranger Things 2. I just really like the way that when Stranger Things is at the event, the way it influences the event, and it had me thinking like, I mean, we had a Starcourt Mall like themed food thing. Like,
please bring that back, for the love of God.
Or Surfer Boy Pizza as a food stand.
I really like the Starcourt. Like,
I did too,
food, though.
But like, okay, we could have a Surfer Boy Pizza. We could have a Scoops Ahoy ice cream. Like, I'm thinking like in terms of like, because you know, Horror Nights has a lot more dedicated food offerings than it did in 2019. What are we bringing to the table this year? We just gotta stop. We gotta stop chasing the like that high of 29 and just, you know.
Yeah, it brought that like 80s like.
And 28 had that too. Like.
But 29.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I think just like went all out. It also had Ghostbusters. Like, you just had so many different things that were fun and like worked together so well.
Isn't it kind of crazy how with the first Stranger Things house in season 1 of Stranger Things, like one of the like first memories like Joyce has, I just rewatched it with Will, is she gets him Poltergeist tickets, and then at 28 we got Stranger Things 1 and Poltergeist, and then in season 2
they dress up as Ghostbusters,
and we got season 2 and a Ghostbusters house. I don't know. It was like this weird serendipity.
All right, so what other houses are we gonna get announced this year?
I mean, you could argue season 2 is also very much based on The Exorcist. So yes, we do have how many houses are we up to? 3 that have been officially announced.
Chucky, Last of Us, Stranger Things.
God. July is almost over. So yeah, we have Stranger Things. I'm excited. I'm very excited about Stranger Things. And then we had one other bit of news. Same day, multi-night tickets went on sale, multi-night passes, and the dates were extended.
So when they dropped the tickets, it was also, you know, discovered that they're extending the event to November 4th. Maybe they heard your unhinged rant about October, and here we are.
I'm not gonna do like a to the camera, like, but I wanna go to Halloween parties, or I wanna be home and pass out candy. Like, I wanna celebrate the holiday and experience in my community, I guess, and not at a big corporate theme park. Like, yeah.
I did book a hotel room for that last Friday, Saturday, so.
Yeah, now I'm like, fuck yeah, work, let's go, closing night. I really, like, this, if it hadn't happened, I was not gonna go on closing night this year. I was just gonna be like, kind of deuces, I'm good.
It was also, like, what, a Monday?
It's like a Monday or a Tuesday, like, I'm good.
I can't.
I can't do it.
I don't want to take off work. I'm sorry.
I'm not here for it. I'm not ready for it. I don't want to do it. I'm not interested. But yeah, so ticket options are available. Did you purchase yours?
I did.
I have not yet because it has gone up $100 again. I wanted to actually, I was looking at, I think it was Dr. Strengoid on Twitter who posted this. They did like a breakdown of like just how much everything has increased in a percentage, but also by day. And last year we got Rush of Fear with Express. This year we're getting, not Ultimate, Frequent Fear Plus with Express?
Yeah, I got the Frequent Fear Plus with Express.
Yeah, so every night but Saturdays. I was just looking, and it's like Rush of Fear with Express is $530. Ultimate Frequent Fear is $920 before tax. That is more than half the price for like a third of the dates. It doesn't even extend through all of September. Like, I'm sorry, but like Rush of Fear needs to cover September if you're gonna do it. Like, that's what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
I get that it's like a lot of days, but I mean, and then when you look at it by price per day, it's the most expensive option. It's fucking crazy. It's $30 a night. The most expensive ticket comes up to $20 a night. It's crazy. I honestly think like Disney has got this planet fucked up, and Universal is just like, okay, I guess we're doing it too. And like, can we not? This is crazy.
So like, I did look up my first ever Frequent Fear pass that I got back in
Frequent Fear or
regular
with Express?
No. Regular Frequent Fear. The first one I ever got was 2014.
They were like $100.
They were less than $100.
It's crazy.
The total was less than the cheapest single night ticket. It was $78.80.
Express is worth it for the, like, we live in Tampa, you know, it's worth it for the sake of like, we can get there and we don't have to stay until 2 o'clock in the morning and then drive an hour and a half back to another city. It's getting to the point where I'm like, is it worth it? Has it priced itself out? Is Express just actually overpriced now? I'm starting to feel like it is. And I get that Express, you know, it's every night. I get it. But like, Jesus.
Every single one of my friends that I get to come to the event, that's not insane and goes like 10 times a year. They only go one night. They're dropping like $250 for just the one night ticket with Express. And I'm just like over here and I'm like, okay, yeah, I paid several $100s more, but I went 10 times.
We have a lot of friends on Twitter and like online that are just like straight up like, I think I've been priced out.
And it's very sad to see.
Like, because I mean, like, yeah, we're talking about the Express versions, but like, I mean, even just the standard Frequent Fear passes, like $270 for Frequent Fear Plus. Frequent Fear is $200. I mean, like, why wouldn't you get Plus? It's $50 more. Not even. Yeah, it's like $40 more. Like, why wouldn't you? But like regular ass Frequent Fear, $230.
And you know, literally like what, like not even 10 years ago was 80.
What, literally. The other thing was there were changes to the way ADA Pass works.
Yes.
And it's fucked up and asking for like super private information
Especially since it's a third party and not, it feels icky.
I have gone with people who have used them, and it is a very convenient system. They had needs, so we used it.
To be fair, I also just don't know how the ADA process worked with Universal originally.
I know a lot of people, like, yes, people could take advantage of it, but, like, I guess as a simply humanitarian person, I just kind of feel like the people taking advantage of a program should not dictate the program for the people who actually need it.
Absolutely.
And that's a problem.
Absolutely
but ain't that always how a motherfucking goes? And yeah, like, just a lot of ugly news. That was it very much felt like, okay, here's your announcement.
Yeah, I know you're mad, but here you go.
Did you want to talk about
the merch?
They made the shirt ugly so you could
recover from the financial burden they've placed on you for the multi-night tickets.
Yeah. I had a lot of people very matter-of-factly telling me, well, I like it. I'm like, cool. I'm like, buy it. I don't care. It's just a joke, guys. Don't take me that seriously. It's really never that serious. Yeah, I just think it's kind of ugly. It looks like a Walmart shirt to me.
Yeah, I honestly, and I don't love that it says Stranger Things 4, like, really big in the front.
I don't really like the sticky blood on it. Something about the look of Vecna is, he just looks like kind of just like, hey guys, how's it going?
It looks kind of cartoony.
I don't like it. I don't know. And I hate trucker hats, so I'm not buying that hat. I don't know what kind of merch I want to see. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Stranger Things merch.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I'm expecting it.
I like it in theory.
I can see the Last of Us shirt being the only Last of Us shirt.
I feel like The Last of Us and Stranger Things are the two biggest IPs.
I agree, but I don't know how much merch they're going to make for, like, the game, you know what I mean? Like, I do feel like it is a huge IP, but I think it's heavily carried right now by the HBO series, and they are not using that.
They're not using that. That's true. I could see that being the case. I think it is almost guaranteed that Stranger Things will have a fuck ton of merchandise because that's how it's been every year that Stranger Things has been at the event. So there was also another announcement video. We didn't talk about the Last of Us announcement video.
No, I don't think we did. Because we were going over multiple.
Yeah, we did go over a lot of stuff on the last episode. How are you feeling?
I really enjoyed the announcement video, honestly. I was like, ooh, I'm back in Stranger Things.
Yeah, I will be honest, I liked the Stranger Things one better. I guess I kind of think you did it right the first time with these, like, interconnected videos, and I thought the Last of Us one was kind of whatever, and this one I thought was okay. I mean, I did think it was kind of weird that the Last of Us announcement, like, had nothing from The Last of Us in it. Like, not even, like, not a clicker, nothing.
She just had, like a fungus, like, background.
Yeah, this at least had the clock, and it reused footage from the show, but whatever, it worked if you weren't paying attention. But I'm like, I don't know that the Scream Squad storyline needed to continue into a second year, but
I mean, they've been saying your squad for the entirety of the announcements.
And I also don't think that Never Go Alone needed to continue for 3 seasons, though. So
honestly, if this could be the last season.
If this could be the last season of Scream Squad and Never Go Alone, that'd be amazing.
I think it's fun to look for, like, maybe, like,
the clues
and, like, Easter eggs. But that's not what I usually do when I'm watching it. So.
I guess what I enjoy about a Horror Nights announcement is I don't care about the overarching story of a Horror Nights announcement. I get it. This is the closest thing we have to, like, the website days. But, like, I don't know. When I think about, like, good Horror Nights announcements, I'm thinking of, like, honestly, last year, the Monsters announcement was really cool with the guys ripping out of the posters.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great announcement.
Bride of Frankenstein before that.
Oh, my God. Those were those.
I want that all the time.
I want those style ads back.
Yeah.
Like, where it's like a little fucking commercial for the house. This was almost that, but it's, I don't know. There's something.
I did appreciate more with last year's announcements with, like, the snacker.
Yeah.
That was fun. Not even that it made that much sense in the end, but they had issues with IPs, so I don't know how much of that got
like, how much of that had
suffered.
to be, like... It's not a secret that I'm not crazy about the marketing. Halloween Horror Nights, Stranger Things 4, merchandise, tickets are expensive. I've been Dakota.
I'm Lauren.
Lauren, where can the people find you?
You can find me on the social media platforms under Lolo Franz. I'd say I'm most active on Twitter.
I am definitely most active on Twitter. It is at Cathode Coaster on everything. I might reply to you on Instagram. I might not see it for a month, you know? We are currently still accepting videos, footage for the Halloween Horror Nights 31 community review. That is coming. That's coming. It's filmed. It's in the can. We did it. Gotta finish editing it. But yeah, if you would like to submit media for that and have your little screen name or whatever on it, you can do that. You can email us at cathodecoaster@gmail.com or message me on Twitter, same handle. Otherwise, let us know, how do you feel about Stranger Things 4? How do you feel about Stranger Things at Halloween Horror Nights? Are you sick of it?
What scenes from Stranger Things 4 are you looking forward to seeing in the house?
If you could make a deal with God, what would you get him to do? Would you swap our places? Let us know down below. Otherwise, you know, you can ring that notification bell. You can push the subscribe button. You can give us a like. You can share it. You know, you don't even actually have to send it to anybody. You can just push the share button and copy the link, and it just puts you in the YouTube thinks you shared the video. You don't even have to send it to anybody. You don't have to embarrass yourself by sending our ultra niche show to your friends. But yeah, you can literally just boop boop and just help the show. Be helpful. But anyway, I've been Dakota.
I'm Lauren.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another episode of the Horror Nights Gauntlet Special Report. Only on Cathode Coaster.